This segment of the news is brought to you by Journey to Recovery. Take the first step. Call 775-382-1072. News is also brought to you by Smitty's Cards and Coins. Would you like to know what your collectibles are worth? Come by 2281 Postal Road, Unit 4, across from the post office.
Well, Fire Chief Scott Lewis tells us about a house fire that occurred this past week.
Early Friday morning, we were dispatched to South Fox Street for a structure fire. Our crews arrived on location in short fashion and found a two-story single-family dwelling, multiple additions. They found light smoke showing from the area between the attached two-car garage and a second-story apartment that was affixed. Further investigation revealed that there was actually a working fire between the ceiling of the two-car garage and the floor space of the studio apartment. Crews went in there and accessed the working fire, extinguished it without further extension. There were no injuries. The investigation revealed that an apparent malfunctioning or a misuse of a space heater ignited the fire.
This is a common thing that happens around here, doesn't it?
Yeah, and what was interesting, it wasn't an electrical appliance, it was actually a wood-burning device that was placed in close proximity to the house to afford some extra heat into the garage space. And as a result, the smoke pipe that was attached to the top was placed under the overhang, which is what ignited the fire.
Let's talk about that because we are entering a little bit colder months now and eventually into the winter months. What can people do to protect themselves?
Well, obviously, the biggest challenge we have is when they're using supplemental heating sources such as electrical space heaters, any type of wood-burning stove, to make sure that they've been inspected, they're appropriate, make sure we don't overload the electrical system within the structure. We have a lot of people who have decided to live in additional structures on properties and running extension cords. That is absolutely forbidden. And also it causes electrical harm to the structure in which it's plugged into and the ancillary support structures on the property.
They do use extension cords and also occasionally cover up the extension cords with rugs.
Absolutely. We have evidence, as we've done prior pieces, whereas those extension cords, when they're wound tightly, actually cause a heat condition, which then can ignite.
And even people using space heaters to warm up their animals' areas?
Absolutely. We've also had additional structure fires, whereas they were, keeping livestock or keeping, whether it be their family pets who are outside using those heat lamps. They have a tendency to fall. The electrical isn't appropriate. It's placed in too close proximity to ordinary combustibles. And that's the same with the space heaters used inside the house as well.
How's the family doing in this structure fire?
They were doing well. There was obviously going to need to be damages or repair in the area of that garage and that studio apartment, but the rest of the house could be occupied.
An Idaho man has been sentenced to 15 to 45 years in prison for the second-degree murder of his fiancée. Jeremy White was sentenced Wednesday after pleading guilty to strangling his fiancée, Christine Caldwell, and burying her beneath their home November 8th. White then fled with Dina Aday in Caldwell's Jeep. He was found November 25th here in Pahrump while visiting his family during Thanksgiving. As part of the plea agreement, White agreed to explain what happened the night of the murder. The prosecutor said White and Caldwell had been in an argument all day and into the night after Caldwell learned of White's affair with Aday. The argument escalated until White strangled Caldwell with his hands. The former Kingdom Strip Club is now called the Peter J. Shields Magic Kingdom. The large castle on the corner of Highway 160 and Homestead will still look the same from the outside, but is very different on the inside.
We had in Las Vegas for a number of years my Hall of Antiquities. And the location that we had in Las Vegas wasn't the most suitable for the collection that I have. And I saw the castle when I was driving in to visit Pahrump and contacted the owners. And after a little bit of negotiation, we managed to secure the building for the next couple of years. So we've actually moved our Hall of Antiquities from Las Vegas to Pahrump.
Tell me what you specialize in.
Well, the kingdom, per se, will include our Hall of Antiquities, which will have a number of booths for local antique dealers. We're bringing, I think, 4 or 5 of our Las Vegas dealers are coming to display here. We will have space available for probably an additional 4 local dealers. We will have an art gallery next door, as you saw. We have our Studio Royal Art Gallery. My son is one of the world's foremost glass blowers, and he runs the International Academy of Glass Blowing. We will have an art gallery, and we'll have space for a number of resident artists, be they sculptors, painters, or whatever. And so we have 3 units, if you will, available for use by local artists.
And so you would encourage artists to contact you to find out more about that?
Oh, absolutely. Contact me directly on 702-409-2639.
And then you are also looking for somebody who would like to rent out the kitchen area and the bar area. Not that you would be selling alcohol, but at least work a cafe type of situation there.
Well, my hopes are that we can make use of that facility here. I'm not in the catering business. We'll be running a charity game show, which we call Count the Cash, presumably every Friday night as things are planned. And that raises funds for charities. In Las Vegas, we were at the Clarion Hotel, where we raised funds for the St. Jude's Home for Children for a year. And we'll introduce that same game show here, though we've yet to select a local charity, so I'm anxious to hear from local charities that might be interested in accepting those donations.
You have a fascinating life, so many things, and so much of a collection here. When are we looking forward to the grand opening?
Well, my plans at this stage are to celebrate our opening on my birthday, which is October the 15th. So presumably the night of the 14th, which will be a Saturday night, should be our gala opening night, and an open day on Sunday.
So, of course, we're located right here on Homestead Road, Highway 160, and we'll find out more. If you want to rent a space here, you have to get in touch with you pretty darn quickly, right?
Right. Let me give you the website, if I may. It's magickingdomnv.com.
News 46 will return right after this break.